if it ain't one thing, it's another in Arizona.
Wow.
So this afternoon, DeAndre Hopkins popped 6 games for violating the performance-enhancing drug policy. Makes that Marquise Brown acquisition that much more critical, and also kind of maybe informs the decision-making behind trading a first-round pick, by the way. We didn't really kind of like harp on that too much last week. But Marquise Brown for a first-round pick, especially when you're thinking about A.J. Brown going for a first and third. I mean, Marquise Brown, he was taken in the first round, but a first-round pick for him is a pretty good return for Marquise Brown.
I know,
but nonetheless, Arizona has yet another problem with that franchise.
You know, it's not the story, but in the small print to be discussed another day, I just find there's a little hate from you when it comes to Marquise Brown. Like, you ain't really feeling it, brother. Like, you made...
No, it's not. No, it's not hate. No, it's not hate.
You made enough comments. Sport take.
He's not elite.
It ain't personal.
He's not elite. No, not even professional hate. He's not elite. That doesn't mean he's bad. That doesn't mean he's terrible. He's a 1,000-yard receiver, caught 91 balls. I mean, I think there's a big difference between...
Elite.
Okay. He has elite speed.
I think he might be elite. He's just been in the wrong kind of offense for him. And,
well, that's what he believes, and he certainly got 6 more games to prove it. When he talked about the need for 2 number ones, not just to keep the defense honest, not just to threaten the defense from all parts of the field, not just to support your franchise quarterback who still needs a contract extension, but now Marquise Brown has to step into those number 1 shoes because Hopkins is out. He has withdrawn his appeal, according to Ian Rappaport, suspended without pay for the first 6 games. So Marquise Brown, with his old friend Kyler Murray, should see a lot of volume for at least 6 games.
Yeah, it's a big hit for Arizona, but not huge because unfortunately they know what it's like to play without DeAndre Hopkins. He was out last year 4 times.
So and how they look?
Not that they were great. I was gonna say not that it was great.
It was bad.
But at least
it was bad.
At least they know how to prepare for it. They got A.J. Green coming back. They've traded for Marquise Brown. Hopeful that they can get our guy, Rondale Moore, healthy this year. He was promising, but he only wound up for like just under 500 yards receiving last year. They lose Christian Kirk. So I think they have enough to get by. They drafted another tight end.
A tight end.
McBride, the number 1 tight end.
A lot of people are like, why are they taking another tight end? They just extended Zach Ertz. Well, there's that.
Yeah, so we're figuring this out. So the crazy offseason continues. I mean, what else is going to happen?
So wide receivers. Something involving wide receivers. Like put your money on something happening to a wide receiver, whether he's traded, extended, or in this case, suspended. You're still talking about a guy, you know, like obviously we've talked about this. It changes. It changes when from year to year. When a guy like Cooper Kupp, who I don't know that a year ago people would have called him the best receiver in the league, he goes out and wins a Triple Crown. Deebo Samuel was really good, and he comes in this year and decides to invent a new position. So he's in your best receiver in the league conversation. But in terms of body of work over an extended period of time, we're not just talking about anybody getting suspended 6 games. We're talking about one of the best receivers in the NFL for many years running in DeAndre Hopkins. And the focal point of that passing game. So it's no small loss. I do agree with you that there are enough pieces to collectively replace his production, but they failed in that regard last year. We'll see if they can do better this time around. In an unforgiving division.
I'm trying to think, Mike, just off the top of my head. We don't get a lot of PED suspensions.
Yeah, not as much.
In football.
Feels like not as much.
But wide receivers? Can you think of a lot of wide receivers who have? Has it been a wide receiver kind of thing? I can't think of a lot of wide receivers.
What do you mean? Why is that curious for you?
Well, okay, so I'm just off the top of my head when I think of PEDs and guys who have been caught. Most of the time they're on defense. I can think of a couple linebackers. Von Miller. Sean Merriman.
Caught for what though? Caught for what? We're not talking about we're not necessarily. We don't know what we're talking about. We're not necessarily talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Before, just PEDs. It hasn't been okay. Who's the last wide receiver got caught for one? I can't remember. Like maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
Probably probably David Boston. That's probably not fair, but he comes to mind as a bulked up wide receiver. But if you only narrow the PED conversation to bulking up and getting stronger, then I get where you're coming from. But it could be recovery. It could be
a lot of things,
substance that was in something else that he took. He could have ingested a banned substance, not looking for a performance enhancer or an edge in terms of his performance. Not like he's needed it. And he tested positive for something that was on the banned substance list. So it's not necessarily he was doing something intentionally wrong to improve or bulk up or get stronger or whatever.
I don't know what he did. Well, I'm just saying.
Right. I'm just saying a wide receiver.
Generally,
you
generally don't hear it. You don't hear it that much in football. You really don't. You don't hear it that much in football or in baseball, for that matter. So it's surprising. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.